Hi guys.
Hey.
First of all, I'm excited to see you all sitting together. This is a big deal. You guys have taken a Broadway show that is iconic and everyone, knows of it, and you're putting it on the big screen. So on a degree of like 1 to 10 in terms of pressure, were you all feeling lots of pressure?
10 been the highest?
Yeah. What are you two doing?
Yeah. 10 been the highest?
Yeah, song.
And Francesca, I think every
What are you two doing? Is the lead? I mean, this is one of those that
that was really it.
Cats, otherwise known as Y, is a 2019 motion picture from Universal Pictures. The film was created by critically acclaimed and Academy Award-crowned director Tom Hooper, who previously worked on such well-received titles as The Danish Girl, Les Miserables. That is a typo, by the way. I insist you fix that, IMDb. I am deadly serious. The King's Speech.
Shit. Shit, 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 shit. Shit, 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 shit. Fuck, fucking fuck, fucking fuck.
And The Room.
Hi.
Can I help you?
Yeah, can I have a dozen red roses, please?
Oh, hi, Johnny. I didn't know it was you. Here you go.
That's me. How much is it?
It'll be $18.
Here you go. Keep the change. Hi, doggy.
You're my favorite customer.
Hi, doggy. Hi, doggy.
This is commonly referred to as foreshadowing. Quentin Tarantino does this in his films all the time. Tom Hooper has even credited Tarantino for inspiring the non-linear chronological storytelling Tarantino has used to such tremendous results before. The film also utilizes a multitude of motifs and themes to convey to us, the audience, that things are in fact happening. At the very beginning, in fact, we are treated to what appears to be a humanoid human disposing of what appears to be trash, only to reveal that there is a cat in the bag, which is not just amazingly clever writing worthy of the highest praise, it is also hilarious. Then an army of mutated spider monkeys approaches the bag which contains the cat. But this in fact also turns out to be a mutated spider monkey, illustrating that she is not so different from the other quote-unquote cats.
You all are doing things to your faces and
Here's
licking.
the thing. We did it all. Whatever it was that we hissed, we licked our paws. We had not seen this film.
I just want to say how much amazing it must be to see it all come together then when you watch it now back.
Yeah, and I'm just putting on the finishing touches on it now. And the best part of visual effects is when you get that moment of wonder where suddenly something comes to life and this thing you've dreamed of all this time suddenly happens in front of you.
We, the audience, are very quickly thrown into a storm of flashing colors and somewhat disturbing imagery, which has the explicit purpose to confuse and annoy the audience to better put us in the headspace of the protagonist we're following. This is directing at its most pristine.
You really can't help but feel you're on some kind of hallucinogenic... Joe, where you're like looking at Judi Dench and she's like... And you're like, this is...
Judi Dench.
More cat. More cat.
Yeah.
While the song, which contains expositional lyrics, plays, the cats visually guide our understanding of the lore, stakes, and motivations of its characters and world by having them nonsensically flail around. Their obvious cult-like behavior and frequent ominous frantic whispering is designed to ensnare clueless victims to endorse and assist their racist ways and ritualistic sacrifices. The film does not in fact waste time to subtly explain the racist undertones. Instead, we have very purposeful casting, visual and audio cues to clue us into the fact that black people are dangerous. The villain of the movie is black, the funky guy is black, and the outcast of the movie, whom they later cheerfully murder, is, you guessed it. Their overpigmentation further illustrates the contrast between our beautiful pearl white protagonist and their much inferior counterparts. The cats also appear to have a sort of tradition to murder and skin other cats.
It was all about the challenge of how do you, as a human, inhabit the feline so that, you know, even when you're not dancing, there's still that sense of feline touches.
Meow.
This horrifying practice is never explicitly shown, but can be clearly surmised from the amount of furry scarves, coats, and entire skin suits that this has in fact been happening for quite some time. To counter some of those darker undertones, we are very often treated to the amazing physical comedy of Rebel Wilson and James Corden. He, James Corden, even breaks the fourth wall in this outtake that accidentally made it into the finished film.
You know that I'm sensitive about my size. So let's gather up a few more of the cats.
Oh my god, I am dying. Dying of laughter.
It seems like almost like you didn't even need to be in the movie, in a way.
That's certainly one way of looking at it, Jim.
This meta moment, much like the other fourth wall breaks during and at the end of the film, works brilliantly in favor of this masterful production, since it's originally based on the musical show of a similar name. There are quite a few voices in the industry of musical filmmaking, while some of them sound a lot like. There are others, for example, La La Land, directed by Damien Chazelle, who utilized long takes to ground the audience experience in time and space to show off the expertly timed choreography and organic performances. Cats, in stark contrast, however, uses quick editing to mostly motionless shots to put the audience in a state of confused, perplexed trance. The same kind of trance-like perplexed confusion our protagonist finds herself in, as she clumsily stumbles from one set piece into the next. The film has a very mesmerizing take on violence. It shows a humanoid Rebel Wilson eating equally sentient humanoid cockroaches as they sing and dance, willfully oblivious to the mortal danger they find themselves in. The physical violence between the cats, however, is mostly portrayed through jump scares and teleportation magic. Now you're thinking with portals. The plot starts racing towards the finish line when we're introduced to Taylor Swift, who seductively sings a song about Villain Cat being the best. Then Villain Cat teleports Judi Dench to his private boat where he's holding Rebel Wilson, James Corden, and Ian McKellen hostage. Villain Cat threatens Judi Dench with getting that pussy wet. But then the other magical cat and love interest to our protagonist cat manages to teleport her back. Then one of the single most amazingly put together action sequences since Mad Max Fury Road gets kicked off. We see another instance of a fursuit, followed by a truly terrifying jump scare, simply amazing action choreography, gut-busting humor, and of course, step dancing. Afterwards, the cats gather to sacrifice the outsider loner cat on recommendation of our protagonist, as they had planned all along.
Wow. Well, it was literally a showstopper. I was in a
Thank you.
screening, and there was a security guard behind me who was crying during that song.
Wow.
The ending of the film, according to Tom Hooper, was heavily inspired by The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King, as it ends not only mere 3 times, but doubles that to a total of 6 times. But this just goes to show how truly purposeful writing, performances, cinematography, editing, camera work, and directing can throw off an audience by being hypnotically beautiful while making us feel the extreme discomfort over the incredibly dark themes and horrifying undertones. This amazing piece of art will forever remain as a reminder to the world that making films about cats is a brilliant idea that always works and is greatly appreciated by everyone, audiences and critics alike. Thank you for listening to my in-depth review of Cats 2019. I am truly grateful.
What's the next thing that you would like to do in your life, Rebel?
Play a dog. No,